done quite a bit of recital performances together over the last couple of years. I was kind of lucky as growing up. I came from a house of 5 siblings. I was the oldest one. All of us played instruments. Actually, all of us played clarinet. I played clarinet, and everybody else played clarinet after me. All of them were pretty good, if I say so myself. We held in our family the first chair of the Hartford Youth Orchestra clarinet section for like 15 years. It just went from one Serpine to the next Serpine to the next Serpine until finally the last one graduated. Luckily in that mix we had a sister, who played piano, and she is a professional pianist and musician, and was really my accompanist for many, many years, and really one of the best accompanists I have ever played with until I met Michelle. So you fill the shoes perfectly. I have a lot of fun playing music with Michelle and to meet her. In a sense, chamber music is, as somebody once said to describe it, a conversation amongst friends. And to take that to another point, a lot of chamber music by Mozart and those other composers came out of an era back when people, in order to entertain themselves, when they got together amongst friends and family, they didn't have TV to turn on the boob tube and let's all sit around watching a football game or other things like that. They had to actually first educate themselves in order to then entertain themselves. So they had to learn to read, to sing, to write and recite poetry. And many times a lot of music, like say that trio you just heard by Mozart, was something Mozart wrote for his friends around him. And if he had a phone back then, he would have called them up and said, hey, I just wrote this great trio, bring your clarinet over, and call the other guy, bring your piano, we're going to have dinner, and then we're going to read through some chamber music. It's kind of like chamber music, the word itself, chamber as in room. In the Old Italian, sonata della chiesa. Rooms, sounds of the room. So chamber music, room chambers, you get the idea. This piece we're going to play is a little more modern. Again, comes out of the relationship of musicians and composers as friends. I had the privilege of studying for 15 years with a clarinet teacher named Colin Opperin, the greatest clarinet teacher on earth over the last century. And one of his big name students is a clarinetist named Richard Stoltzman. Stoltzman had a buddy named Bill Douglas, who is this really great New Agey kind of composer. He's a Buddhist, he's all sorts of things, a teacher, and he wrote all sorts of music for Richard Stoltzman. And I actually called up Bill Douglas one day and said, I want to play some of your music. And he didn't actually publish it at the time, so I got this little envelope with hand-scrolled music. And now it finally came out in print, so you can actually read it on it. So this is by Bill Douglas for his good friend Richard Stoltzman, and it's called Feast.